What's up, everybody? It's Carter here, back in the conference room, doing it. And I wanted to share something with you, that a conversation I had with a Bluecloud member after Saturday's session. So we have Saturday and Sunday sessions, they're all day. There are tons of information, so much energy. Everyone's just really fired up. So at the end of Saturday, we rented out a local pub, an Irish pub, where we all walked about 3 blocks from the event venue over to into the pub. And while we were walking, I was able to talk with a Bluecloud member who is just getting started. This is, I think, is the first real business venture. Young guy, just learning what's going on. And I always, the question we always ask at Bluecloud events is, everyone always has to be thinking, how can I help somebody? And so you always start the conversations with, how can I help you? And he said, what advice do you have for someone like me? I'm young, I've never done this before. I tried a few things and they kind of worked, but now I'm kind of back to square one. What would you tell me? If you were in my position, if you were 19, 20 years old, what would you do? And I think this is a really good question, because I think the common answer is, start small, don't be afraid to fail, trust the system, everything that most people are doing on some level. But when you're an individual, when you're by yourself, when you're doing this on your own, that's the kind of advice that sounds really good in theory, but it's very difficult to implement over the long term, because you're doing it on your own, you're young, and you don't have the mentorship that's required to grow quickly, right? To get higher. You don't know what you don't know type of situation. And so I told him something that I heard Gary Vaynerchuk say this once. I think the more I get into business, the more I realize how powerful this can be. And I think that this is the advice that I would give to somebody who is 19, 20, 21 years old, who wants to get into business, online business, app business, digital marketing, whatever. Maybe you're a Tai Lopez fan and you want to do one of his programs. But the advice that I would give you, or advice I gave him, I should say, I said, dude, there are, I think it was 80 some odd people in the room, or maybe, 80 people in the room. Of these 80 people, I bet 25 of them are doing extremely well. And of those 25, I would say about 6 to 8 are they're doing so well that they're not sure what to do next, right? They're just growing like crazy, and they're not really sure how to build their brand, whether it be their company brand, whether it be their app brand, whether it be their personal brand. It doesn't matter, but they're just like, how do I leverage this success? And so I told him that instead of trying to do this on your own, try to help out some of these top people for free, and just knowing that in exchange you are going to eventually get a mentor, and you can maybe even get paid over the next 6 or 12 months if you do a really good job. But what I would told them to do is go talk to these guys. Ask them, hey, besides the app business, what are you really interested in? What are you excited about? What are you trying to do that you don't have time for? What can I do to help you out? And see what they say, and then don't ask for anything, and just start making it, right? Start writing blog posts for them, start making videos for them, start creating vlog, anything. Just start helping them for things that they need help with, and just do it for free. And if you don't know how to do it, those kind of things are easy to figure out how to do. I mean, you just start creating content or whatever, right? If they have an app and they don't have a social media following, say, hey, can I start a Facebook platform for you and get you a couple thousand fans? What are they gonna say? No? Or Twitter or YouTube or whatever it may be, but you build their brand for them so they don't have to do the work. And over the next couple months, if you do this, what you'll find is that people that are not only making a lot of money, but are very, very smart, very, very experienced, and have lots of connections, will look to you and be like, man, this guy is just killing it for me. I want to keep them around. They'll probably start paying you, especially if you ask them. And you now have someone that you could say, hey, would you mind every week if we talk for 20 minutes? I can ask you questions about the app business and what you're doing and the experience. You get access to all these new people, all this new information, all the knowledge that you want, all the motivation you want, and you're constantly working in a group, right? You don't feel lost the way that you can if you're doing it as an individual when you're just starting off. And I think I hope this was helpful to the guy I was talking to. It sounded like it really was. It sounded like it was kind of a light bulb where I think it's easy to, when you're young, to think about the next three months or next 6 months. I think it's true, at any age, I should say, especially in this business where you think, well, if I go and work with somebody, if I go partner with somebody, that's not going to help me go get the passive income lifestyle that I really want down the road. And what I think a lot of people forget is that you got to think in terms of 5 years. And I know it's a very foreign concept in the app business. It took me a long time to get into that mind space where you can think long term. But if you ask yourself, all right, in 5 years, where do I want to be? Instead of in 6 months, where do I want to be? All of a sudden you start to realize it's okay if for the first 1 or 2 years, I just spend my time helping somebody, learning everything I possibly can, being proud of the work I do, and setting myself up so that the next 3 years I am on a much, much higher level than if I try to do this all on my own and all by myself. And so if you're out there, especially if you're young, but really at any age, and you're by yourself, you're working by yourself, you're having a hard time staying motivated, and you have a hard time with the knowledge of just, I don't even know what to do. Like I tried all this stuff and it's not working the way I want it to work. It's not working as fast as I want it to work, or whatever it may be. I would encourage you to spend a couple hours this week, maybe not this week because of Thanksgiving, but some week, and start reaching out to people that are very experienced and say, hey, can I work for you for free? Can I work for you for $50 a week and just do a great job, like give really, really good content, really good work, whatever it is that they need done, ask for nothing in exchange, and do that for a few weeks or a few months. And I can almost guarantee you that you are going to accelerate faster by doing that than you ever will on your own. It's all about leverage, right? It's all about leveraging people that have already had success or have already gotten past the point and going to them and showing that you are serious through your work and having them reach down and pull you up and hit the fulcrum to drive you to the top, or at least pull you up faster than you would ever go on your own. I think that this is a very hard concept. It doesn't get marketed very often, right? Because what gets marketed is that, oh, you're young, you don't have to go through the grind of work, you can make money, retire when you're 25, and life's gonna be good. And that's it's very hard to do that on your own. If you don't have somebody who can help you can learn from, it can be tough. It's possible, but it's tough. So for anyone out there, I would really encourage you to think about that. I always come back to this quote that JP had in one of the first interviews, or the first interview I ever did on the podcast, where he said, I asked him what he thinks about the app business in general, and he said it's really amazing to him how much talent is out there that's diluted. How many people are out there individually doing really cool things, but nobody has success, or it's very hard for them to have success. But the second people come together and work on things together, things explode. And I think these events are a great microcosm of that. But I also think that there's ways to get a piece of that working together, right? You don't have to start an LLC together. You can work together and contribute together in many ways. And the more you work together with other people, especially other people ahead of you, the faster you will progress. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked in business. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that somebody starts emailing some people that they see successful in the App Store and seeing if they can help them out. And I think that you'll see some major progress very quickly. Cool. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.